YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel video, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing I believe the 11th part? Wait, hang on, let me look it up. Cause, it's been a while since I've done this series. Okay. Let me just check, because I don't remember what part it is. But, when I check it, I'm definitely gonna remember. Okay. Let me check. I believe the last time I did one of these videos, it was, like 2 weeks ago. No, not 2 weeks ago. Oh, so I think this is the 10th part. So this is the 10th part of MC movies. 6 MC movies I want to make part 10. And we got some interesting ones. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So, I know that they already have a Howard the Duck movie that was made like in the 80s. That was created by George Lucas, who did Star Wars and stuff. But, you know, the version of Howard the Duck that we have now, that's played by Seth Green, is actually a pretty likable character, even though he makes an appearance sometimes in the Guardians of the Galaxy films, or a glimpse of him in the final battle of Avengers Endgame, and then as he appeared in What If, and he was working with T'Challa a little bit. The little bits and pieces of him are fun and cool to see, but I feel like that this character could do so much more. Like, actually having a CGI'd character, having his own film, that just sounds amazing to me. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't even know if I could put it to work, but maybe I can, and hopefully I can create something very cool and kind of emotional, since the CGI characters with like a talking tree and a talking raccoon are like household names now. And now this character could probably be another one of those guys, but who knows? We might not even get one, but if I'm able to, I definitely want to make this one. So this Blade movie, like I said, I have no idea who the Blade... I mean, I know who Blade is. All I know about him is that he's just this vampire hunter. That's really all I know about him. But other than that, I just think that the idea of this guy that hunts down vampires, and he's this superhero that does that, I think that's a very cool idea. And with the action side of things and all of that, I think I need to watch the Blade movies in order to watch the new one. I think I might have one when we get the official announcement date for Blade of the MCU. So this movie will basically be about, like, you know, sort of kind of like another addition to Blade's story before his son comes along. Just to kind of continue some things. And that's really everything I need to say. It's just a continuation of the Blade story, of the MCU Blade story. Okay, so for multiple years, there has been rumors that we are going to be getting the X-Men in the MCU. Technically, that's kind of going to be introduced in Doctor Strange 2, because we keep hearing these rumors that Doctor Strange 2 is going to be like the film that brings in the Fox Marvel characters with like the X-Men franchise. But I think I might think that might even set up some of the characters that are in the MCU from the X-Men universe, not like the Fox ones, but like the MCU versions. But if we ever get that X-Men movie, I'm thinking that this could be a film or we could actually get the or we could actually get the X-Men in the MCU. We could actually get them. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I want them to happen, but if we do, this movie will be all about their kids and facing their problems around and becoming the new hero, the new mutant heroes to protect humanity. That's really what I want to see. And to see these characters portray their parents and stuff like that. So hopefully that's a project I can make. Okay, so by the title of this movie, the type of idea that I want to make with this movie is I kind of want to make the idea of what if the vampires that Blade has been hunting down for years are actually that some of them are actually good guys, because it's kind of like a bunch of different themes that we've seen in many movies before, that like in Lion King 2, Simba doesn't trust Zira or any one of her kind because they were followers of Scar, and Scar was a bad person. And Kiara goes to Simba and says, "We are one. It doesn't matter if they're lions, if they were followers of Scar or not. They're still lions. We are one in the same." And But you gotta look at it that not all vampires are bad, and we could explore this good world of vampires, and they could team up to stop the bad vampires. And I think it could be a good movie. Probably not the best, but at least a good movie with good action sequences. So this is actually gonna be like one of the origin story for for Miles Morales in the MCU. Basically, this movie will take place somewhat in, I'm gonna go with 2032, where Miles Morales, because the timeline that I'm introducing him in will be 2046, and because I'm gonna have him be introduced in my third Captain America film, or the seventh Captain America movie that I'm making. And since this will be Spider-Man, the origin story of Ultimate Spider-Man, this won't be like Into the Spider-Verse, but it will be a standalone Spider-Man story where the whole origin story is all revolved around him. It's his story, but he gets spider powers, and so he has to go to Peter Parker, since my theory for Spider-Man No Way Home is that they're not going to erase the whole world of Spider-Man's memory, because if these villains from different universes are coming to invade Peter's universe, Tom Holland's universe, then that just means that the world is going to see Spider-Man as a true hero, and that he wasn't lying, that he didn't kill Mysterio. And that will be proven that they don't have to erase their memory, and that they can be trusted, that the people of New York can be trusted. And so I hope that happens, and Peter Parker could become famous like Tony Stark. Not create nanotech suits or iron suits, but at least be this famous guy and be kind of like this scientist guy, but still be a superhero. And so he goes to him and kind of trains him to be Spider-Man. But then you also get the mixture of the MCU version of Doc Ock, not Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and they're just gonna get this whole Green Goblin character where he's not just gonna throw bombs, he's actually gonna be this goblin. I'm probably gonna pick Jim Carrey to play him, but I want to see something like this happen. I'm not gonna bring the Prowler in because that's technically gonna happen for Ultimate Spider-Man. For my first Ultimate Spider-Man movie, because this is the origin of how he became Spider-Man. Before he fought with the Avengers, before he went to space and fought Thane and saved the universe. This is before all of that, and I feel like that Spider-Man: Homecoming should have been the film that gave the origin story of Peter Parker. And it could have done its own spin on it, because that's what the MCU does so well. is that they do their own spin, and most of the time it works. Other times it doesn't really work. But at least we're gonna get a Spider-Man origin story in the MCU one day, and I hope they do it with Miles Morales. At least I hope I do. Okay, so if you follow me on TikTok, you know that I actually did a video basically explaining my thoughts on how the last two MCU projects of the year, Hawkeye and Spider-Man No Way Home, are going to set up how they're going to set up the Netflix and the non-MCU canon Marvel shows, like the non-canon MCU shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, Inhumans, and Runaways, all those shows, and actually make them canon in the MCU and make those characters actually be in the movies and TV shows. So like with Hawkeye, one of the characters that's rumored to be in that show is Kingpin from the Daredevil series that on Netflix. And in that video I said that I didn't know much about the character, so but the only reason how I know him is because of Into the Spider-Verse. But there's also another big connection where he's actually connected with a new character in the show called Echo, which they kind of have like this Thanos and Gamora relationship where Echo is basically like the adopted daughter of Kingpin, and she's trained to be this, and he trained her to be this like assassin. And not only that, but Echo is gonna get her own series after Hawkeye. Well, I mean, after her appearance in Hawkeye. So not only is it setting up a new character and setting up some very cool stuff for the future, but also bringing in a character that we know and love from the past TV show. But I hope they do bring him in. So that's one thing. And then Spider-Man No Way Home, possibly the most rumored character to appear in is Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. And it's really that scene where that guy slams the paperwork on the table and Peter Parker looks up so confused of who that guy is. I heard a lot of rumors that when people went to go see Shang-Chi this weekend and they showed the IMAX trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, and they actually showed the full guy's face like a little bit, like because in the YouTube trailer they don't really show the guy's face. But here's where my theory comes in for Daredevil, and I also said that Daredevil, the way Charlie Cox's role can play in, is that he's basically going to play as Peter Parker's lawyer in the movie, where he's going to be this Mobius type character, where he's trying to figure out the truth behind the death of Mysterio to see if Peter Parker is actually lying or not. And then obviously we're going to get Spider-Man and Doctor Strange going to another universe, so obviously it's going to be like them worrying about it. But if this whole Spider-Verse mission is done, but we have more stuff to do, and if the Mysterio thing is done, here's where my theory comes in for the Daredevil movie to come out. My theory is that we're going to be getting Matt Murdock is going to say goodbye to Peter Parker and telling him that he has another mission to go on, but this time it's going to be a superhero mission, and then that's where I think that they're going to make a Disney Plus movie for Daredevil, and then start season 4 on Disney Plus. Now, that's not rumored to happen. There's no plot about that, but if they were able to do that, I would definitely like it, but first I need to watch the first couple of seasons of Daredevil. Or they could just make a whole new rendition of Daredevil, so that way everybody can be fresh of the character, because let's be honest. I know that these Netflix shows are part of the MCU, but to me, I can see them on the sidelines. But if I decide to bring the Defenders into the MCU, like officially in the movies and TV shows, I'm going to bring them in as those actors that they played. I'm going to do that because they're part of the MCU. The characters are on MCU fandom. Their shows are on MCU fandom. So they're part of the MCU. So if you're going to make a Daredevil season 4, make a new show. Make a new type of thing. And disband from the story that you had on Netflix. So that's really all the movies that I'm talking about today. I know that was a lot to take in. But just go watch those two videos on TikTok that I posted a couple days ago. They're bangers, and they're getting some support on there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My Instagram is Marvel6, and my TikTok name is MarvelFan. If you guys don't understand those names, head to my back section to follow me on all social medias. I'm also on Letterboxd. It's the same name as on Instagram, Marvel_6_, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.